Okay, so I'm gonna give my take on. I think it was the clubhouse conversation that was had between a few people. I think Meek Mill, Academic. I think 21 Savage, somebody named Tory. I don't know if it was Tory Lanez. It was a few people in the chat. Now, my opinion of it is that it was definitely a productive conversation, even though it seems like Academic still has, feelings about the interview, and he's, spoken on it. And but this is why I think it was productive. And I don't think either side was being, wrong or ignorant. What I got from it is Meek Mill is definitely saying, he says, he states his case, and then he says something like, you know, I'm not, I'm not interested in, like resolving an issue with you. I'm telling you, what's going on. And he basically says, in a sense I get from it is like, I'm talking at you because right now I don't respect what you're doing. I don't respect what you did. I don't respect you not taking responsibility or accountability, or at least stating that. Now, the reason I think that it was productive, you had people chiming in. You definitely had people letting Academic know that they agreed with Meek Mill, which was also, powerful as well. And then you also had people, when Academic was talking and they felt like he was being cut off, they did say, hold on, hold on. Y'all got to let him speak. So, do that when Academic actually speaks, he has said, he pretty much said that he started to realize this because I guess he heard it enough. And he heard it enough to the point that he tried to do some of those things. He says, I don't like rappers not liking me. That's not the relationship that I want to have. And saying that he's a work in progress, he's tried to change some things, and he's interested in a conversation to talk about things that these celebrities and these rappers don't have. He would like to hear their point of view. Now remember, he says, I'm not from the streets, and sometimes things may miss him. And Meek Mill wasn't wrong in his approach. I think what he's saying is, I'm talking at you now. I'm not interested in resolving nothing because I want to know that you understand. And then maybe if I see a change and I see you recognizing what I'm talking about, whether you're in it or not, whether you speak on it from pretty much being a spectator, or having ideas and, from the outside, I want to know that you understand that this is a real thing. And maybe down the line, I don't feel like he closed the door. He just said, at this moment, I'm not interested in the conversation being a kumbaya moment where we hash everything out, or agree to disagree. I'm not doing that because I feel like you've done enough, and in a sense, you continue to do certain things. He also wasn't interested in speaking about their current what currently happened. Academic broke down, or pretty much talked about how him and Meek got to the place that they were. He also said, he says, I don't need you, you don't need me. And he does take a shot at Meek in response to shots that Meek is throwing at him. But again, I still feel it's productive because Academic actually came out and said he's realized these things. He's trying to change his platform accordingly, and he's interested in hearing what people have to say regarding this. He wants them to call him up and reach out and let them know what they feel he could be doing better, or what if they feel offended, or whatever. People, I remember watching an interview when Academic is addressing Meek Mill, talking about the streets, and he's like, he keeps talking about the streets, he keeps talking about the streets. Well, this ain't the streets, Meek. And understood where he was coming from, but you see how these rappers out here are getting killed. Do you see Meek's point? He makes perfect point and perfect sense. For those who say he's a crybaby, he makes perfect sense. He's on point with it because why do you think these rappers are getting killed, getting sent to jail? Because most of them come from a certain background, and it follows them. It could never leave them. So in a sense to say, oh, you need to cut all that off because you in Hollywood now, you getting money, you not in the streets no more, is not accurate. It's not accurate because whatever you had, it might even be heightened, you know? People sometimes they don't like you when they hear you doing something good. Now anybody who had any issue with you, they heightened. Oh, that person think they this or that's, it becomes a heightened thing. The hatred is more now, you know? The hatred is more. It could be for different reasons. It could be personal beef. You just know the person. You were trying to do the same thing they were doing. They stuff start hitting. Yours is still not. You used to be a friend. Now you want to, get some clout off or something. You want to bring up some situation. So you cannot say for them it's separated. It can be separated from someone who does, media. You have a podcast. You can separate it. Even if you can separate it because you ultimately say you never lived that life. But you can't say that these young men can separate that part of the streets. Why do you think so many artists actually are even going to jail? They catching fake cases. They link to gangs. I mean, all types of stuff. So it doesn't leave. Okay, so things that are being spoken on and said, they have to definitely, as a culture and as Black people, we got to make sure that we're not being insensitive to the fact that things like this have real life consequences. And it's great that Academic did say that. That's why I think it was productive. I think that Meek hearing that Act was, talking about changing his platform and not want to be known for that. I think that both gave them something that was hopeful. And I'm happy that Ack is doing it because a person like Vlad, we need to get rid of that.